What up, guys? Welcome to episode 42 of Fresh Off the Mats. Here with the Jiu-Jitsu Joes.
Dude,
Do we look more clear?
10 more episodes.
10 more episodes and we hit a year.
10
Dude,
more.
a year. A
10
year.
more,
Bro, you know what could happen in a year? A baby. Babies could happen in a
Who are you
year.
saying that?
Because we're about to be a
Where is it?
baby.
Oh, we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep it that way.
10 more episodes, we're already born. We've been conceived. And we're like,
Isn't 42 9?
is that 9 months? Is that 9 months? I don't know. Do the math for us. Do we look more clear?
10
We're
weeks,
filming on a
yeah.
new camera today, so hopefully we look more clear. HD.
No, it has to be at least 10 because of 40. We're an idiot. It's at least 10. We're already.
Oh, we're a month old.
We're a month
We're
old.
1 month old.
We're an idiot. We're idiots.
So wild. Oh my god. Well, coming up on a year, it's been awesome. It's been a good ride.
Been a good ride like we're done. We're not done.
We're retiring. We've made millions off this podcast.
Millions.
And
Filthy,
we'll
dirty,
see-
rich.
see
We
you
bought
guys.
an island.
Peace out. We bought an island.
It's called
Jiu-Jitsu
Jiu-Jitsu
Island.
Jiu-Jitsu Island, baby.
Speaking of being millionaires, for you guys that are members at the gym,
Or if you're not.
or if you're not, we got shirts coming. Summertime shirts, pink and blue and orange and blue. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I don't know how good that's coming out on camera. I mean, it is a new phone, so hopefully it's coming out pretty nice. But yeah, we got new shirts coming. We're going to be basically doing like a pre-order thing up until August 1st. So you have all of July to get your money in, submit your sizes, your orders. And then August 1st, I'll submit the order. And yeah, hopefully the second week of August or something like that, we'll have new shirts for you guys. And yeah, people have been begging me for shirts for a while, so
And hoodies since, fall and winter.
we're in summertime. Give me a season at a time, bitch. I'm doing my fucking best.
We're trying to prep for the season.
I get it. So in the fall, we'll do like hoodies. Give me till like October.
Are we going to get it in like March?
Bro, how long does it take to make this shit? It doesn't take long.
Okay.
Takes 2 weeks. They send it to you.
Okay.
I'll do like September time, and you'll have until October 1st.
You're gonna make a flannel. You're gonna make a whole
Flannel?
whole apparel store.
No, dude. No. We don't have thousands of members like
Get a
that.
hat.
No, we're doing order only.
I want a scarf.
Hats I was thinking about doing.
Hats would be dope.
Yeah.
wear
Hats I was
wear
thinking
hats
about
all the
doing.
time.
Yeah. Like that kind of hat
Yeah.
I was thinking.
These are easy.
Yeah.
Very easy.
I saw a company that you put the logo and they make it like a leather embroider, like
Yeah.
they burn it into leather
Yep.
and then they put it on the front.
My
like that.
my wife has a Cricut. I don't know if you know what those are, but it's like little machines that you can do stuff like that. So she's done it. My buddy's wife also has one. She's done that because she has her own sticker shop. She makes stickers and designs and stuff like that.
You're telling me this after I ordered stickers for the gym?
I didn't know that you were planning any
hoe.
of this. You didn't bring any of this up until you had the designs and all that prepped. So
Well, we have stickers coming.
Yeah.
Holographic stickers. I'm super excited. They're
that's
like,
actually
they're
pretty cool.
shiny and
Is it like
reflective.
how like the stickers on my car? Have you seen those where like they change? And Travis's car too.
Well, I don't think they change. They don't change. They're gonna be.
Also, there's
those,
a color
they're
itself. and
those
they just-
designs
okay,
and
just
they're
holographic.
holographic,
Okay,
so
okay,
they'll be
okay.
shiny and stuff
Okay,
like
I
that.
thought it was like you were showing it shifts to those colors. That'd be dope if it did
No,
that.
no.
Cool. I don't think you can though switch colors.
I don't
Or
fucking
maybe
know how
you
to
can.
do
I don't
any of
fucking-
that.
I don't
I
know
keep
how
it
that
real
works.
basic. It's shiny the way like the Magic cards are holographic.
So it's not
and
going to be
shiny.
shiny cardboard. It's going to be
Shiny sticker plastic.
I don't know.
What are stickers? Plastic? They're plastic, right?
I would assume a holographic would have to have something that and metal in it.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
think it's
shine.
plastic.
It's going to be a whole mixture of things. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. It's gonna be sick. I can't wait for them to come in. I'm super excited. I've been wanting to do this design for actually like 2 years now. Like I showed you the draft of the very first one was like 2 years ago. So I've been wanting to do this design for a while. And now that like we have one gym and like more free time and stuff, it was just too chaotic with
Yeah.
2 gyms to get stuff like this done. Because dude, it literally took me while you guys were training today to get all this shit done. Like to put it on like paper and transfer it onto like a black shirt so that way I have like a design set up, and it takes a while to do it, and I think in time like you get more proficient
Well,
at
yeah,
this
that's
stuff,
like, I
and
mean, that's like anything.
yeah, so
But I
yeah,
like-
buy the new shirts,
Fucking buy them.
buy them,
Buy them.
$35, don't be cheap.
Buy like two.
And they're gonna
three.
be on nice material too. The reason why they're $35 is because I'm I think it's worth it to not put them on a cheap shirt,
Where
to
you
put
spend,
them on
like,
a
you buy a
good
$10
quality,
shirt.
like this kind of shirt, like a very soft, very nice performance shirt. I think it's way better because people appreciate the shirt longer as opposed to those
And
shitty
then
shirts.
not only that, like usually the logos will start fading.
Yeah.
And if they're depending on how they're printed, like they'll peel off or they'll
Well, that's
just
what I
fade
didn't
off or they
want.
wash.
I put them on tri-blend shirts on purpose because when you put them on those regular shirts, they just, what they call it, screen print them. And what happens is you take them out of the dryer and then
start
it
piecing,
starts.
they start piecing.
Yeah, it's like a plastic that just starts coming off the shirt. We spent a little more to put them on good shirts, so that's why they're a little more expensive.
Which it's also
And you'll have them for a while. So
pay attention to the washing instructions. That's how you avoid things like that.
that's true too.
Washing instructions. But I mean, who does?
I'm a typical man. I don't know about you, but I throw.
Nope.
I don't separate
We
color.
already talked about this. Nope, I don't agree with you.
You separate colors and whites.
Yep.
I don't do that shit. Everything
I-
goes
I-
in the
I
wash
used to do-
together. Everything goes in the
I
dryer
used to do
together.
it by lights, darks, and whites.
The only thing I don't put in the dryer now, the only adjustment I've made is those new tatami gis we got, because them bitches shrink, dog. So
they shrink?
I hang dry my
Oh no, mine
my
didn't
two
shrink.
tatami
Like it
gis.
shrunk to where I need it, but this is only the second time I've worn it,
Yeah.
so I haven't gone through a second dryer with it.
I'm afraid to throw it because I threw it in the dryer one time and now it fits perfect. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
afraid
it. That's what mine
that
fits
it might
perfect
shrink
now.
even more. So I'm like, I'll just hang dry it just in case.
I liked it though. I like
Yeah,
the
the tatami gis are
They
nice.
like tatami. They got me onto them. I'm liking it. That and
Yeah.
annoy. You know,
Dude, for $64, you can't.
well, that was
beat
because
it.
of a sale, 20% off.
Listen, I don't care, man. Just because you wear a $300 gi does not make you a better jiu-jitsu person in the least. The gi means nothing. It's about the skill of the person. The gi does not. Just because I swap out your Sanabel gi or your tatami gi for a shoyu roll is not going to improve your XP 10 points.
I feel like I'm goddamn good.
No, it's not even going to increase your jiu-jitsu by 1%.
It's gonna be
Does
like
nothing.
Goku.
Does nothing.
Yeah, right. Can't
Does
even read
nothing.
my power level.
Stop
I
it.
guess show you.
It's over 9,000!
Bro.
Only if you're a real nerd will you understand
Bullshit.
that. If you don't understand that, unsubscribe to the podcast
Hey, man.
right now. Don't follow us anymore.
If you were a 90s kid and you weren't staying up watching Dragon Ball Z to watch them scream for fucking 6 episodes straight,
Oh my God.
you're wrong.
We
I
used to
enjoy
get so hyped, like,
it.
bro. How many aneurysms do you think kids had where they were
Popping
just
blood
screaming?
vessels,
"Ah!" They're like, I feel
You know
it. I'm
what's fun?
changing.
When I would watch it, my TV was in the lanai. My mom came running in one time. You know what a lanai is?
Yeah.
You've been in Florida for a hot minute. You know, I talked to someone and they had no clue what a lanai was. I
It's
was
a
like,
patio.
I was like,
All we do is call it a patio in New York.
but a patio is like the porch, right? A lanai,
Yeah.
a lanai is a room. It's this room, but it's open
It's
to the
screened,
outdoors.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. There's a patio or porch, and then there's the lanai, which they're also called not sunrooms. They're called something else. I
I think
forget.
you're right. Sunroom.
Is it? Is
I
it?
think it's called sunroom.
I thought sunrooms was just like the breakfast rooms kind of where they have like where it's direct to where the sun will come in. I don't know.
I
Whatever.
have no
But
idea.
either way, I would scream there. Obviously outside access, and I'd be screaming, and my mom comes running, and she's like, "Joseph, what the hell are you doing?" I was just like, "Let's go Super Saiyan." She's like, "We have
It's like your
neighbors.
hair's turning blonde.
We
Is
have-
it? No.
We have neighbors." And I was like, "Oh, okay." She goes, "Shut the hell up."
Are my eyes
Okay.
turning blue? She's like, what the fuck are you talking
They're
about?
screaming, bro. Dragon Ball got me into anime, and I think it forever. I don't watch it at all anymore, though.
No, I don't watch, and they make new ones now too.
Oh, dude, yeah.
But now I don't understand. Now like there's Super Saiyan and they're red
Well,
and they're blue now,
well,
and they changed
That's
to.
because there's Dragon
the
Ball,
colors.
and then what we grew up on was Dragon Ball Z. But the show is Dragon Ball, and
Yeah.
there's different.
Yeah, the original
Yeah.
Dragon Ball when Goku was like little and shit. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then when it starts advancing, but they all have like the Saiyan mode changes, and that's what they've been. I mean, they have to figure out how to keep up
Yeah.
and move it through generations, and it
I
works.
guess it was I don't know. They lost me after Dragon Ball Z. I think I watched a little bit of GT, which I think was after
I
that.
stopped when it became not because it became mainstream, but when it became more mainstream. I remember as a kid, like when Vegeta got punched in the face or he got the laser through him, he was bleeding, coughing blood, and all that. And then I saw the newer versions, and they got rid of it because they said it was too graphic. And I was like,
Oh
I
really?
was watching this shit when I was like 6 or 7. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I didn't care. And that to me, I was like, that's realistic. He got punched in the face and he's bleeding, not scrapes or whatever. And they would just show, or they would blacken it instead of making it red.
Yeah.
And so they would like try to show it, but it was always like messed up as if they already rubbed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's where I was like, okay, like they're taking away from not the realism aspect because obviously it was just an anime, but like just
They made it too kid friendly.
yeah. And at
I
that
think
point,
it's like with Power Rangers. Like, isn't there something with Power Rangers where they never say certain words in Power Rangers, like we gotta fight or anything like that? They specifically, there are certain words in the show Power Rangers that they do not say. They don't say things like we're fighting or anything like that to it's something why they're able to get that grading level Y17, like for Y7 for like young kids and stuff. If they cross that line, then it becomes like a different thing. It becomes like a PG or something like that.
I thought it was PG because they fight.
It's something that they have to say certain words a certain way. Like they'll never say like punch or kick or stuff like that. You just see them doing the motion. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's a way that they toe that line, but it's nuts, man.
It's funny how there's like all these little ways to go around.
Like PG-13, you're allowed to say fuck one time. In PG-13, yeah.
And
if you say it more than once, it's rated R.
I know that was the big issue with Deadpool because they try to say that when the first Deadpool came out, and then he tried to tell Ryan Reynolds like, "Hey, we're gonna cut out the cursing," and he was like, "I won't do it."
Yeah,
like automatically because they already screwed him because you remember like the first X-Men they introduced Deadpool,
yeah,
but his mouth was sewn shut, and I remember seeing that and I was mad because I didn't grow up reading comics, like the Marvel comics, but I grew up playing their games. And one of the games I played was like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. And it's where you create the four-man team and you select out of all the different Marvel heroes.
Yeah.
And Deadpool, I always had on my team because he was hilarious to me. Like this shit he would say.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, I want this guy on my team. And then I remember when the movie came out and they said how they're bringing in Deadpool.
Yeah.
And then they showed that. And I was like, they shut him up.
It was such a bummer.
You don't shut him up. Like the whole point of his character is to not be shut up.
It was such a bummer. Like when they did that, I was just like, dude, like this is the Deadpool you're introducing. Like I get you're trying to appeal to kids and of course.
Like Ryan Reynolds was pissed because that was the first time he was like, I'm studying for the role. He read all the comics. He got into it, and then they did that to him. He was just like, what the fuck? I agreed to be Deadpool. This isn't Deadpool.
Yeah, this is some shitty watered down version of it. It literally could have been another hero, another villain. Like it could have just been something else.
And then in the second movie, my favorite is like, have you seen the second when he went back in time?
Yeah.
And then he goes and shoots that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're welcome. He walks off.
Dude, Deadpool's supposed to be this like talking crazy guy, cursing a lot. Fuck this, fuck that.
It's because he's not a hero. He's an anti-hero.
He's an anti-hero.
Like he does what he pleases. It ends up being good for a lot of people.
And Ryan Reynolds is so good at it that like. Bro, it's one of those roles like no one else could play Deadpool. Like moving forward, they could like if they're like Zac Efron's gonna be the next Deadpool, people would get like get the fuck out of here. Like he cannot.
So I say that yes, but then I also think of things like Batman. Like, and I get Batman, they purposely change over time and they usually depict a different Batman. But like I understand, yes, Ryan Reynolds is phenomenal Deadpool. But
you're gonna have to give it like 20 years before
it's gonna have to be like what Hugh Jackman did. Now Hugh Jackman's coming back because of Ryan Reynolds.
Well, he got him back. Also, could you picture someone else playing Wolverine?
And see, that's the thing. That's where it's like they have to introduce it to a newer generation. Yeah. But like not just
you're gonna have to give it like 10 years.
Kids. Yeah, it would have to be like our kids' I think, because our kids obviously would grow up with what we're seeing,
we're watching,
and then it's going to have to advance from them. So it would have to skip a generational line. But
the thing is, film studios don't do that. Like the real proper way, I would say at least 10 years, if not 15 years, before you introduce the hero again.
Harry Potter. You saw that? They're making a whole series. A
new Harry Potter?
Like a show series. I think HBO is picking it up.
Like not a movie reboot?
So there is a movie coming out, and it's not Magical
with the original character.
Yeah, it's like the Cursed Child. They're gonna make that's coming out, but HBO, I believe it's HBO, wants to make a series, and they asked the main stars to come back. All I know so far is that Daniel Radcliffe said no. He's like, I'm not coming back. He goes, I'll let the new guys take the torch. He's like, I have no problem passing the torch to them. I've done my part for it. So with that, that's where I'm confused, because the last news I saw for the Cursed Child movie is that the whole old cast is coming back. So maybe it could have been like a past contract signage or something.
Also, bro, obviously, like, it's another thing where, like, it's different to do a movie versus a TV series. Because because think about a TV series, requires what, at least 8 episodes, 9 episodes.
Yeah.
That's what, approximately 45 minutes, an hour an episode.
And it's HBO, so it's gonna be an hour.
Yeah, versus to do a 2-hour movie, it's a lot. That's 2 episodes.
It's 1 to 2 years probably. Well,
Yeah.
something like Harry Potter, they're probably going to record it for like 2 years or something.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, he's probably like, I'd rather do a 2-hour movie where my shoot time is like a month long versus to do a TV series,
and
which
they
is
are
going to take 6
established
months
too.
to do
And
that.
so that's also what he said. He's like, it's time to give other people a shot at this and to build their own story. I'm wondering if the other part of it is that he's trying to make sure that they don't, I guess, what's it called?
Surpass his legacy?
Not surpass his legacy, but kind of like wokenize. I guess.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like the woke
Yeah.
mentality gets into it. And
Which you know it's going to. Because
I love
they're
the
going to
joke.
so overcorrect. Because wasn't it J.K. Rowling the one who got in trouble for what she said on
Did you ever see what she said?
She said something like, a man will never be a woman, right? Or something
Yeah.
like that.
And
was
all she
something
said, she said that they are.
But people who
stepping on
love
women's
Harry
rights.
Potter, bro, attack this lady like she said the most criminal thing. So you know that if they're making a TV series, HBO is going to wokenize. I don't even know what the.
But the thing is,
they're
apparently
going to make it so woke to overcorrect what J.K. Rowling said to appease these fucking morons.
That's what it's. What is it?
What was the exact
I'm
tweet?
trying to find it.
If you Google image her exact tweet, it will pop up.
So just go to images.
Just go to images and it should
Okay.
pop up.
I'll probably type it in on Twitter. Oh, here we go.
There you go.
Trans culture is seeing the beloved author of your generation
Wow.
like a trans. Oh, wait, hold up. What is all this?
Say it loud.
Hold up. Nope, that's not it. The hell is it? That's not it.
No.
We stand together. No, that's 2016. We stand together. We stick up for the vulnerable. We challenge bigots. We don't let hate speech become normalized. We hold the line.
That's what she got in trouble for?
No, I know there was something else because dress however you please, call yourself whatever you like, sleep with any consenting adult who will have you, live your best life in peace and security, but force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real. I stand with mine. This is not real. Nope, that's
No,
not
I think that's what she got in trouble for.
No,
that
there-
the
there's
sexes
something
are
where-
real or some shit like that. She said something where it's along the lines of like a man could never be a woman or some shit like that, or like she believes that there's men and women. Like she doesn't believe that like a man could just be a woman.
and so that's where I know
That's
that,
the-
and
that's the overall
She put
topic,
her
yeah.
opinion, and then people said that it was hate speech. How dare you come out and say
And all
these
she
things?
said was that a man could never biologically be a woman, which she's not wrong. You can never be a woman. You don't have fallopian
Yeah, like
tubes.
this.
Like it could never actually happen.
There's like a whole. It goes deeper, and again,
I'm not saying what people should feel. You should feel whatever you want
Yeah.
to feel. I'm not saying you can't change. Do whatever you want. But all she's stating is a fact. It's a biological fact. We're not dancing
Not-
with the
not
line of
just
what
that.
facts are.
She didn't attack anyone. She also supported them in the same sense. Like
Yeah.
it was because
Yeah, but you know how it is. They nitpick what.
But there was
actually
also
goes to
a
the
different.
agenda.
There was a different tweet she said because I saw it, and it's her literally going down supporting them. Kind of, it was like that tweet, but at the end, she.
This
said-
was years ago.
Yeah,
just so you guys know.
this was a long time ago, and but she still gets hate. Like I don't know if you know about the Harry Potter game that came out.
Yeah.
But people were trying, like the extreme part of the LGBTQ community try to come out and like say the game's going to flop. Don't buy this game. If you buy it, you're a bigot. You're supporting bigotry, and she didn't have any part in it. They
Yeah.
based it off the Harry Potter game, but it had nothing
All
to
she
do
did
with
was
it.
write the books.
Yeah.
She didn't make the movie. She didn't
No,
make the
like-
video game. She just wrote the books.
That's it. They're basing it off that story, and it's crazy because one, they talk about how they should have a right to speak and all this. Of course, you should have that right. We're in America. You should have that right.
Yeah.
No one is stopping you from having that right. Where the line gets crossed is where you tell other people what they can say.
Oh yeah.
You don't have the right to tell the other person that they can't have an opinion. Her opinion is there's man, there's woman, and so that's what her thing was. She was supporting the whole thing, but then she said, "What I don't support is that they are now trying to take over true women's roles."
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Like they're forcing women out of their own league, which now 6-7 years later, it's happening.
Yeah.
They're getting into women's sports. They're getting they're getting the Women of the Year awards, and
Which you guys worked hundreds of years to
That-
get those rights, which like blows my mind when like they attack people who talk about this, because it's like women worked super hard to obtain these rights, And less than 100 years after they obtain the rights, we're trying to give it back to men again. Who are just saying they feel like
men.
women.
Yeah, exactly. Letting men
That's
who
crazy,
say they feel like women take over the women's reign, and then they get mad at guys for us. And they'll look at us like you're not a woman, you have no say. And this whole blackout mentality of you put fucking tape over your mouth and shut up and just deal with what's happening.
No,
that's also obscene. And if it was on the reverse side, they wouldn't appreciate that either. It's like, no, go ahead, speak what you want, say what you want. Don't affect me. Yeah. Like, don't try to attack me. We'll have that discussion, but it's this understanding of you can believe what you want, I can believe what I want. Yeah. I'm not shutting you down, but understand that there are separations. There's health things. Like, we've seen it in MMA. The guy that claims it, dude, he fractured some woman's skull, and then afterwards, after he's getting booed because the girl's fucking done. She ended up dying, right?
I don't think she died, but she got fucked up.
Massive damage because she was out of it.
She had a fractured skull.
And she's getting, the dude's getting booed, and he's just like, what? Is this not what you wanted? Like, no, that's not. Everyone wants you gone. No. Like, that's not okay, dude.
We don't have daughters. Me and you do not have daughters, right?
Bro.
But, like, let me tell you something. If my daughter worked her ass off, I don't care what the sport is. If it's triathlon, if it's swim, if it's dance, if it's MMA, if it's jiu-jitsu. My daughter works her ass off to get to her peak where she's at the top of her game. And then for some schmuck guy who's a nobody, just because he's a biological
500 of the competitors.
And he jumps in the pool with women and is like, oh, I'm a woman now. And then smashes all the records, all the power lifters that women worked extremely hard to get those records of deadlifts, bench press, squat, all that stuff. And then for some average Joe guy to walk in and be like, oh, here's my wig, I'm a woman now, and then crush the records. That's wrong, dude.
The worst part of it is that they're the average guy, too.
Yeah. And if it's my daughter, I'm upset, bro, because I know how hard they worked for this, and it's not right that her as a woman had her shit diminished just because some schmuck decided, I just feel like a woman.
It's that, what is it?
I need to be looked at.
I think it's that surfer. There's a professional athlete, I forget which division she's in, but she was like, I'm not competing anymore. Yeah. Because they're allowing men that believe they're women, so a trans man, believing in this, competing, and she's like, I'm not doing this anymore, and I'm not supporting it. Yeah. And she came out, and then people try to shit on her. She goes, what? Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah. Because he just stepped in here, blew out the whole competition. We're getting thrown
to the wayside. This guy was a nobody, and now is a somebody because now he goes to the top of the rank.
The spotlight. And that's so the thing is, and
it's a joke.
So my buddy,
it's a fucking joke.
We have this discussion.
We're not saying that you can't transition. We're not saying that we're against trans rights or anything like that. I want to make that clear. I want people to be comfortable in their own skin, and people should take whatever measures they need to, whether it's surgery to do so. Yeah. But you should not be allowed to affect other people because of the things you do. And when it comes to athletic performance, you start to affect other people when you transition.
And it doesn't matter if you're taking estrogen.
No, you spent 30 years as a man with testosterone in your body,
especially after puberty. And the thing is, I'm on the side. This is the part where I say fuck off. Is stop fucking with kids.
Oh yeah,
that part.
Well, then that's what people say.
Fucking kids alone.
When you say things like, "Oh, well, you're a 30-year-old guy. You spent 30 years as a guy, and now you're a woman. You had all these years of testosterone."
We'll just stop puberty then.
Well, yeah,
fuck you. Leave the kids alone,
bro. You cannot give kids hormones. I'm sorry. I'm super against this. Kids say crazy shit all the time. I'm not saying that if they say they feel like a woman, that's crazy. But I remember when I was 7, I used to tell my dad I was a Power Ranger. Does that mean he should allow me to jump off the roof because I believe I'm a Power Ranger? Bro, my sister played with Barbies. You don't think I play with Barbies sometimes? You think that, that's a sign. Maybe we should start them on testosterone blockers.
And that's also
That's crazy.
When they see little shit like that, it's like, no, you can... What? And then they will be like, oh, well, if you're guiding him into sports, you're just nurturing him to be a straight male. No, it's just, 1, social norm. 2, what we believe for our children. If we have kids, that's our belief. But the thing is...
If my son ever says, hey, I want to try dance, you think I'm going to say no?
Yeah.
You'd be like, all right, fine. You want to try it? Try it.
That doesn't mean, okay, cool, you want to try dance, we're going to shoot you with estrogen.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Oh, he must be a girl. Let's pump him full of estrogen. Let's block his testosterone. No, let it take its course.
Yes.
When he's an adult, when he's over the age of 18 and he wants to make these decisions, guys, for the last, years I feel this way, I strongly feel this way. When you're a consenting adult, how come it's illegal to fuck kids, but you're allowed to put drugs in them?
Great fucking
so that's okay. So why, if you have to wait till 18 to have sex with somebody, Why can't you wait till 18
Here's
to
another
pump
thing.
them full of drugs?
How come we have to wait till 21 to drink when the science says your brain isn't fully developed? That's
So
the defense.
25.
That's the defense on 21.
Yeah.
Is your brain isn't fully developed yet? You're gonna sit here and claim that, okay, well, if a kid is claiming that they want to change, that's logical.
Yeah.
Their brain isn't developed.
Yeah.
They're not fully there. They're not thinking. They don't know right and wrong. They don't know long term. Go ask any kid the long term effects. What does everyone talk about teenagers for? That they have this immunity. That they feel like they're immune to life,
Yeah.
right? That they can't die. They have that everlasting life.
12-year-olds should start drinking beer then.
Yeah, are you telling me like that shit's just
Because they're
okay
fully
now?
cognizant to make the decision to switch sexes, so why can't they have a beer? If they could chop their dick and balls off, why can't they have a beer?
And that's where it's like, and this is that's
That's
the
fucking
flaw. That's the
crazy,
flaw
dude.
in this argument. It's you're gonna sit there and like people will backpedal and then listen to what we said, where it comes back to, oh well, if it's my kid, I should do what I want with my kid. Yes, but it has
It's
to
your
be,
kid.
it
You're
has
also
to be-
not allowed to fuck your kid.
Exactly.
You realize that,
you
right?
have to. You can't just sit there and start committing these weird fucking things. Now, if your kid is wearing dresses, if your kid wants to wear dresses, that's not going to harm anyone. You're not going to harm the child. They might get bullied.
If they
sure.
like this dress, wear the dress.
If
I
they
don't
get
care.
fucking bullied, teach them that bullying is bad, and that. But the shit's going to happen, and that's.
But I'm
also-
gonna be honest with my kid. If my kid says, "Hey, I want to wear a dress," I'm gonna be like, "Listen,
Yes.
I'm not gonna say no. You could wear it. I just need you to know the real world is gonna look at you different. The real world is not gonna be as nice in some aspects. Some people will be nice, but some won't. You have to be honest and upfront with
And that's
them.
also the thing. People want to sit there and shelter. It's like, no, be upfront.
No.
Let everyone know what
And
can
kids
happen.
appreciate when you're upfront with them. I'm sorry, but like in teaching kids for years now, jiu-jitsu, kids appreciate when you're honest and upfront with them. When you call them out and you're saying, "Hey, you're doing the wrong thing. You really shouldn't." They appreciate that more and they respect you more than the adult who's just like, "Yes, whatever you want to do." They just look at you like a clown, like, "Oh, I could step all over this."
Yeah,
guy."
like it's
Yeah.
still a kid. At
Yeah.
that point, they're like, "Oh, cool, man." It's
It's insane, man. It gets to this weird point where it's like, dude, we cannot let monkeys run the circus. Like
No.
it cannot be that
and
way.
it's we can't let the
Monkeys
loud
and clowns cannot run the
We can't
circus.
let
There
it-
has to be the people that run the circus. We can't just let all this crazy shit
you
happen.
can't just let the loudest voices control everything, and that's also what the issue is. Because that's the problem. It's not even a major. We talked about this before too, where it's not even a big part of a population.
No!
it's such a small part.
We're talking about 1% on Twitter.
But they're screaming, and people are like, "We don't want to listen to you screaming," and which is I also think is the problem on the other side. Is just because they're screaming, we're going to condone to it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, it's like a child throwing a tantrum. All right, fine.
And
get
we just
whatever you
succumb
please.
and we say, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like-
chop your kid's dick and balls off.
No,
Bro, what the
it's
fuck?
not okay.
dude?
Like, and what goes through my head is like, whoever's approving of that, we need to look at that person.
Yeah, because you're a menace to society.
Like, that's a
If
problem.
you're a doctor and you're like, yeah, let's cut this 10-year-old's dick and balls off. Bro,
That's not ethical.
This is not ethical.
Where the
Something
fuck are
is
the ethics?
wrong,
Yeah, there's
dude.
no more ethics in that.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
You should not have a doctor's license.
No.
You clearly do not understand steps and like how things should go. That is insane.
It's
And
wild.
I'm not a fucking medical professional, but this is very
and see,
odd.
and this is also what I hate. Is it because it goes back to also like, oh, you're not a parent, you can't speak on parenting. People will be like, you're not a doctor. Where's your medical degree? I don't need a medical degree to logically look at something and tell you the shit's fucked up. I'm not a mechanic.
Yeah.
If my car's smoking, I don't need to be a mechanic to know that's
There's
a
a
fucking
problem.
problem in my car.
Yeah.
If I have a flat tire, I don't need to be a mechanic to know that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, but you know what the
don't
fucked
need
up
that
is?
highest professionalism to make a statement.
No.
Yes, there could be. Oh, let's
We're allowed to
actually
use
educate.
observation.
Yeah, we can educate because that's the first step. One, in any scientific fucking method, you have to observe. You gotta fucking look. That's the first thing. Then you come up with theories. Then you come up with tests to test the fucking theory. Then you see the results. Then you have to test the results. Then you get private people to test those results. And then those people observe the results. And then from there, you progress. Science. That's fucking science. And all these people
That's
are just
what it
like,
boils down
fuck
to.
the rest.
But you know what the problem is, Mario? Is that people will listen to like whatever the clips of this episode or little snippets of it.
And they'll hear that
They will
piece.
not. They will hear the one thing that triggers them to go off, but they will not listen to this whole entire episode of why we talked about things, all the good things we said,
Yeah.
all the bad things. They'll just listen. Oh, look at these two hate mongers, these two guys who are big muscle.
Oh yeah, they'll put that.
Stuff.
They'll be like, oh, they're fitness guys. They only talk about this,
Yeah.
as if it's like, no, dude.
It diminishes our observation of things.
Yeah, like no,
We
it-
can't have opinions because we're just two guys who go to the gym who happen to be straight white males, like, so therefore we can't talk
and that's
about it.
what, and that's the wild
And that's
part.
the fucked up part of society is that once you have certain things, it's just like, nope, tape over your mouth, don't talk
Yeah,
about
if
it.
you make it. Like, you can have the worst backstory ever. I guarantee, like, we can come on here having the worst backstory ever. No one will ever know our history, right? We're not going to come on here with a pity party.
Yeah.
But we can have the worst backstory. We could have pushed so far in our lives to get to where we're at, but because it's a difference of opinion, they'll be like, oh, you have this, like, this superiority, you've never struggled. And I hate seeing shit like that because I'm like, who the fuck are you to judge a stranger on the internet? Because that's what we are to
We're
a
just
lot of people.
strangers, yeah.
Will be strangers on the internet when they listen, and then they're going to try to judge and make this whole character build instead of, hey, I actually got a question on what you said. Why'd you say this? What are your thoughts on this part? And then start delving in and have open conversations. And that's also the problem.
People don't do a
They
conversation.
don't want to have a conversation anymore. They don't want to hear their thought
want
process
they want
challenged.
the 30-second TikTok video that's instant gratification. They don't want to sit here and be like, or DM either one of us and be like, why did you guys talk about this like this? Why did you guys mention this? The first thing I'll say is, did you watch the whole episode?
Yep.
Did you watch the entire thing? If the answer is no, okay, first take the
Please go
time
back.
to go watch the whole half-hour episode, 45 minutes, whatever it is.
With an open mind, though.
With an open
With an
mind,
open
and then
mind.
come back and let's have a conversation about it. But no, people are going to just be like, no, I saw this 40-second clip that you guys
Now
posted
I'm
in
going
your
to
shorts.
attack you personally.
Attack you guys, and that's just how the internet is, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the internet, and so it's like no hard feelings, but it's like,
No, listen, it's no skin off my back.
but to
I don't
me,
care.
I'm like, that if that's your,
but I'm not going to engage in craziness when you come
your,
at me.
that's your problem solving right there. You're going to attack someone and hope for that. That's what, and then you're going to walk away like, oh, fucking, I did it. Like, you didn't do anything, dude, except one, push more people away. It's a conversation I actually have with my buddies a lot. Both of them are very religious. They're both Christians, and like that's awesome. Good on them.
Yeah.
And it's the conversation where I always tell them because I'm not a Christian, and I tell it because one, most Christians I've met are shitty. Yeah. Like, and it's just how it works. That like you see them, they act perfect in church, then they get out, they're shitheads.
Yeah.
Right.
The same lady who's in church on Sunday morning is also cursing out the waitress when she goes to have brunch right after.
Right after. But my thing is I don't judge every Christian. I have a majority of my friends, they're Christian. It's obviously a big
There's
religion,
good and bad
but
in
there's
every
great
group.
people, and I'm not going to sit there and be like, all Christians are shitty.
No.
But I tell them, and they also recognize it. And that's the thing. They also recognize it, that those are those Christians in their community, and they look at them and they're like, yo, you need to stop this.
You guys are setting a bad example for the rest of us.
And they set it straight. So it's the same thing that happens in like the LGBTQ community, right? Yeah. I have there's gay friends that I have. I don't actually think I have a gay family member.
Bro, I have gay family members and I have gay friends. And I love them all equally.
I support the fuck out of them.
I support everything they do. But like on certain things where people make these crazy statements.
That people have an issue. Why can't we agree on 90% and then if there's a 10% disagreement, I'm not stopping you from living your life. That's where
I also still want to be your friend. I also still want to, I don't want to agree with everything that I'm friends with
because people will see that and then they'll hear it. It's like, so like take the whole like the racist thing. People will be like, oh, but you're going to support racism. No, I won't support racism.
No.
But how should I word this? It's not supporting racism. If I had a friend that was like that, no, I'm not going to be friends with them anymore.
Yeah.
That's my process on that. If you're going to say that if they say something with a fact, like, I don't know, let's throw, this is a fact. I think it's, well, actually, I'm not going to throw out the numbers. I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to butcher it. But I don't have the numbers direct. I don't want to bring up the numbers direct because if I mess up the numbers, then the whole entire statement will be wrong. But off of certain numbers, right? A certain community who is the lowest number, right, in the community, has a majority of crime, right? I'm not going to say race. I'm not going to say numbers. When you spit that out, you will get attacked for being racist. It's just
I get what you're saying.
You see what I mean? It's like, no, I'm not
when
racist.
you state something that just so happens to be a fact, people will be like, oh, well, that's because you're racist. And it's like, that's not why. These are actual statistics.
Yeah, these are actual statistics, and people want to argue against things that they're proven, and then...
Well, I feel like a lot of these attacks are people's last-ditch Hail Mary when they hear certain things, where they're just like, you're racist, you're a bigot. Like, it's their last ditch where, like, if you have
Because
an opinion that differs from
they no
them,
longer have an argument.
they have no argument.
Yeah.
So their last ditch effort is to be like, you're racist, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe. And it's like, no, I'm not. But because you have no argument to come back at me with, you're just going to throw this Hail Mary out at the very end.
And I understand it in some aspects because some people will be attacked, like, especially, and I don't support this, like the trans community. People will look at a trans person and fucking attack them. That shit's horrible.
Bro,
like,
we've had trans people train at the gym.
And it's like,
it's not a problem for anybody.
They're a person.
Yeah.
And that's my whole approach.
Live your life.
And that's where I think a lot of
as long as your life doesn't hurt anybody, I don't care. You could be trans, whatever you want to be. I don't give a shit.
And I think that's where the problem came into with social media.
Yeah.
It distanced a lot of people, right? Everyone knows the term keyboard warrior.
A
lot of people can get on their phone, get online, and just talk whatever shit they want.
And the second they have nothing to back it, that's when they throw out these Hail Marys.
They start throwing all these Hail Marys. But it's also the fact that no one knows how to just treat a person anymore.
No.
Like, they'll look at someone who's different than them in any way, shape, or form, have all these bad thoughts because that's what they want to believe in, and then just fucking attack someone over it. It's like, dude, why? It's like, one, if that person's over there and you don't agree. My buddy actually stopped that yesterday. He said this old man, right? Old white dude, yelling at these two females with a baby in their car. Like, stopping them from closing the door. It was at Publix. Stopping them from closing the door. Fucking going in on them. He stops it. Hey, what the fuck are you doing? The guy turns around. Mind your fucking business. This has nothing to do with you. And he's like, no, now it does. Yeah. And right once the guy turned around at him, he starts walking towards him. Like, what are you going to do? Because I'm stopping this altercation right here. Yeah. The guy books it inside the store. And he felt horrible because he talks to the lady, sees if they're okay, trying to figure out they only spoke Spanish. And then the guy, as he was running away, he's like, fucking Spicks, like yelling out racist slurs. So it's like, that guy, he is a problem.
There are shitheads everywhere.
And that's what it is. But people will look at that and then group them all together and be like, they're all the problem. Yeah. Like, no, that's not how you solve it. Bro, that guy's a problem and you attack it one by one.
We just got to treat each other better. And, like, you got to realize that a small amount of shitheads don't make up the majority of those people. Every group, I don't care if it's the black community, white community, Hispanic community, trans community, whatever community it is, there's always going to be a small amount of shitheads in
any jiu-jitsu community.
Yeah, there's small amount
the police community.
There's shitheads everywhere.
Church community.
But you cannot base the whole community off this 1-2% of the community. It doesn't work that way. Unless you're part of the Fresh Off the Mats community, then you guys are the best.
Awesome.
We'll see you guys next week for episode 43. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and buy the shirts, bitches.
Bitches.